Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on The Supernatural Show. The show that is not for entertainment purposes only. It's the people's show. By the people, as a matter of fact. It's the show for our people, for our Father in heaven, to glorify Him, and to also glorify the truth. And I'm glad y'all guys are here today. We're going to be doing an open panel show again today. I have Roxy here in the background with me. And I have, of course, Miss Kim here with me, assisting in various ways. Y'all guys can go ahead and click the link and go into now we have a green room. Figured out a way to make it work so that we can have a green room. And people, when you join, you'll go into a room that's not in the main stage area. It's a side stage room, just using words we got. And it'll have a background. You'll see it looks like a kind of a green room with a couch in it, okay? Until people start populating in there and so on. So it might change the way it looks a little bit. But anyways, we've got a green room. What you're going to do is you'll go in there, and then Roxy, or maybe but probably Roxy, is going to be communicating with anyone who joins and is in the green room. And then she will decide who gets moved over to the main stage. What she'll do is she'll provide you a secondary link. She will likely ask you to text her a message, your name or whatever she's wanting, and she will then forward you back the link that you need in order to be able to join us here on the Supernatural Show. So we're trying to up the production. And we're trying to, I see Fax is already with us in the green.
I see Fax over there. I got Fax. You keep on going.
Fax, just so Fax knows, he is, I'm very glad to see you, put it that way for now. Very glad to see you there. And of course, you will be sent very quickly over to the main stage. Let me see if, I'm going to try this mic thing and see, let me see, because if I'm in there talking, if you go over there and start talking, it would mess up what you're trying to communicate, wouldn't it?
I'm good. I'm gonna silent out of the room so I can go over to the green room. Hello, everybody. I'll see you in the green room, and I'll be back shortly.
All right, so she's gonna go over to the green room for now. But if I need her, she's right there.
I'll see you in the green room, and I'll be back shortly.
And I'm gonna need to go over to the green room for now. If I need her, she's right there. A little bit of a learning curve today, you might say. I had to go over and mute the other studio where the green room's at, where Fax has already joined us, and he'll be over here with us in just a few minutes. Any of you guys that want to join, all you got to do is look below the video, and you will see the green room link below the video, and you'll go into the green room, and Roxy will then be able to bring you over, okay, to the main room or to the main stage here. And then you'll be able to join us on stage. It's just one additional step to try to be more professional and have a little bit better knowledge of who it is we're about to put on the stage. So, and anyone with any bad intentions it'll be a lot harder for them to get over here. So with that being said, yep, I see you over there, my brother. Welcome back. And all y'all guys can join, or maybe not all of you at once, but any of you want to join the show today, because we're going to be talking, well, you know how we are. We end up talking about all kinds of things, but we're going to be talking about, well, I named the show, Do Dragons Speak? And so the reason why I named the show Do Dragons Speak, because it sounds like a ridiculous name or title for a video, doesn't it? And, well, actually, it's not that. If you were to assume for a moment that a dragon ever existed, of course they would speak. And, like cats and dogs, they speak. They just don't speak our language, of course, although they can come to learn to understand it, but kind of getting sidetracked. The story behind the Do Dragons Speak is that we've had him here on the show several times. His name is Dr. Robert. What's up, Rage Against the Machine? Dr. Robert, he lives out in Marina del Rey in California. He lives up on a hill overlooking the entire marina and the beach and everything. And he started a number of years ago, he started noticing something in his videos that he was recording. He was recording airplanes flying by, flying in, helicopters flying around, because there's a lot of that going on where he lives. And he started seeing something in the videos, and he thought it was dragonflies. But come to find out, it wasn't dragonflies, but he had already started calling them dragons. And so the name kind of stuck. So what it is it's this phenomenon of these things that are, it's a documented thing. It's a real thing that exists. It is supernatural because they are when they're flying, they seem to be about the size of a football. And they tend to fly at about 2,000 miles an hour. And no, they don't necessarily look like a dragon. They just got named that because of the whole dragonfly thing that he thought they must have been to start with. But they turned out they weren't that. They were an entirely new discovery of a new species of something. But this something has supernatural attributes. It has the ability to fly at 2,000 miles an hour. He started noticing not too long ago that they started making noise, okay? And he first noticed it on his radar detector, okay? It would go off a lot of times when they would, because he had a radar detector pointed out at the marina out of his house, and it would set off the radar detector. And he was like, why, when they're coming by, are they setting off the radar detector? And then he was noticed on some of his recordings where they would make this, there was literally an audible sound that can be heard. The name of his channel, just so you are aware, is called Custodian File. Custodian File or Custodian Files, one of the two. And he's on YouTube. He's recorded literally like 4,000 or 5,000 different occasions at this point, or at least videos. Okay. So he started hearing audio. This sounds like a gunshot going off when they go by, but it's very low. It's not like it's loud, but it's recordable and repeatable. Okay. And so the other day, matter of fact, this morning, I looked in my email and I seen an email from Dr. Robert, and it said that, let's see if I can bring it up here. I might even be able to read it to you. Yeah. He said this recording from 2/26/25, which was just a few days ago, in North Carolina features a lawnmower or a weed whacker in the background. As the dragon flies by, you can hear a voice saying something like, and I'm going to leave out what he said he heard, because I want y'all guys to be able to tell me what you hear. And don't read what other people are saying it sounds like, okay? And he's asking me what I think it sounds like. And I've already got that thought in my mind what I think it sounds like, but I'm not going to say yet because I want to show y'all guys the video. So I hurriedly edited up the video. It haven't released it anywhere yet, so you're going to get to see it first on here. And it's a very short clip. It's I think someone sent this in to him, okay? And it is one of the Dr. Robert named dragons flying by. I'm familiar enough with his work to know what their image is, you might say, and what some of their attributes are, and this is one of them. Flying by. Now, I don't know why I was flying by this place. I don't know the whole backstory, and I don't know if Dr. Roberts knows the backstory. I sent a message to Dr. Robert trying to get him over here, and but I haven't heard back from him yet as of the time of the start of the show today. But he could pop up, because invited him. So we'll see. But so Dr. Robert discovered these things, discovered they make a sound, and then someone sends him this video, and this video is pretty strange. And we're going to watch it here, but it's really short, but I've edited it and slowed it down and zoomed it in, and so you can see the dragon, and we can up the audio so we can kind of hear it because the audio was very faint, but I've doctored it up. But before we do that, though, I'm going to bring Facts on the stage with us, and again, y'all guys are welcome to join. This is an open panel show. There's no fee or anything to get in, and you don't have to. Let me make sure I've got the settings on this correct here. Yeah. Okay, so I have got a lot going on to get the green room with people in it and stuff. Let me just go ahead and continue with bringing Facts on the stage, and then we're going to watch that video, okay? So here we go. I see other things going on the other computer, and I'm thinking I'm supposed to be doing something, but Roxy's got it, so that's awesome. So let me bring Facts on the stage here. What's happening, brother? Facts, are you there? I think there might be something going on with your mic. I'm pretty sure my mic's working, or y'all guys would be screaming in the comments. Yeah, do not hog the mic like I do, exactly. The rules below the live stream, yeah. Yeah, because, well, I am the host. Somebody's got to be talking, and I have to fill in all the cracks. But really, I'm trying to get Facts to talk, but I don't know what's going on with Facts.
He should be here. He might be having an audio problem, but he's in.
He's here, but
I'm here.
Oh,
there he goes.
Now he's back. Now he's here.
Yeah.
What's happening, brother?
I am here, but I am having an audio problem. Sorry, folks. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I made it. It was perfect, and then I'm trying to connect my Bluetooth speakers, and it's now the audio's gone really, really low. It's really, really low.
We can hear you very good, but you can work on it and see if you can't get it straightened out, because we're going to take a look at this video and that I've put together up there. Say what?
Headphones to charge up and see if that makes any difference. But I can barely hear you when you talk.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, definitely my end. I don't know whether to drop out and drop back in again. That might make a difference as well.
I'll take you off, and you can refresh and come back in if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Please, yeah. Thank you.
In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this video, and it's short, so we can watch it more than once if we needed to, like when you get back or whatever. But
no worries. All right.
In a minute. Okay, guys. So let's see this video over here. Now, let me kind of again preface that I was reading the email to you. What it said. This came from Dr. Robert out of California, and it says this recording from 2/26/25 in North Carolina features a lawnmower or weed whacker in the background, and a dragon flies by. Not a dragon like in the movies, a dragon that, like Dr. Robert discovered, I already explained. And you can hear a voice saying something like "one last step," or excuse me, I didn't want to read that part to you. So don't take that as what it says, because that's not what I hear, but I want y'all guys to judge for yourself. So let's take a listen to the video. It looks like Facts is back, but we'll let him hang out down there for a few minutes, Facts, and let's watch this video.
Let's see.
got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Although it's pretty hard to see the dragon in the image and hear it kind of because the clip is what it is. It's just a clip Dr. Roberts sent me, and I tried to see what I could see and see what I could hear. So we're going to watch it again, but I'm going to go ahead and bring Fax up on the stage with us, and then we'll watch it again with him on stage, and because we pretty much need to listen to it again. Okay, brother, you're back up on stage with us.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Audio's perfect, visuals perfect. It worked. Whatever you done, it worked. Yeah.
Sometimes just going back out and come in, it fixes things for some reasons. So we watched that video just now. I don't know if you got to see it. I'm going to watch it again. But before I say that, just want to again invite others who would like to join on the show that you can join. The link is below in the description, and maybe Roxy will drop it in the comments again here in just a minute. But the link is below the video as well in the more section if you're on YouTube. If you're on other platforms, it's a little harder, but you can get it out of the comments, okay? You can click on it right in the comments. If you want to join us, you'll meet Roxy over in the green room first, and she'll be talking to you, and then you'll ultimately, assuming she gives you a pass, you'll come on over here to the main stage. Now, also, for y'all guys who do not have a YouTube account or you don't log in, okay, you're welcome to now join as well, because this will help solve that problem too. And so you don't have to be authenticated through YouTube or Facebook now. So you don't have to have an account. All you have to do is click the link. So anyone can join. And the only rules here is that we don't use a lot of profanity, little small words, maybe no big deal, but we don't use a lot of profanity. And we do disagree, but we agree to disagree. We're going to discuss things like adults, or we're just not going to discuss them because, well, I have a policy. It's called, I don't argue with donkeys. Hey, Roxy.
Yes, sir.
Can we get a t-shirt or something other designed up that says, I don't argue with donkeys?
Absolutely. I can get that up and in the shop by tomorrow.
Sounds
We got a whole
perfect,
new line of
isn't it?
merchandise coming out in the store. We're going to have t-shirts, coffee mugs, water bottles, journals, hats, you name it. We're working on it.
What do you think about that fact?
Especially the e-orbit. I mean, I think it's absolutely perfect. I've got some really great ideas I wanted to bring to the table about the guy that had the natural spring and the guy that had all the natural tree bark and stuff. It's just something we can maybe talk about him personally, because I don't know, I think it's for everyone's ears. It's like, really good steps of helping humanity. Like, just had some really good ideas. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's something you think we need to share on the show here,
Because the more we get the message out there, the more people don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
Sorry?
People need to realize they need to try to get this living water that comes out of the springs and out of the ground and try to get off of the city water, because there's chemicals in it intentionally that do things to us that we're not even real sure about. But we know they're there, and we know they're not good for us. We know it's intentional. So therefore, get off the city water as much as you can and as quick as you can. I've still got a problem with it too, because I have a well, an old well that I need to get going, but I just don't have the finances to get that well going. And there's currently city water hooked up to the house. So it's like, got to do what I got to do for the moment, And you can go buy water in the store, but you can go buy water in the store, but you're still buying it from the same people. I don't trust the water in the store. It's probably coming out of the same tap.
Yes, because water shouldn't go fizz when you open it. And also, even if you've got $1 million kitchen, the water's still coming through the same pipes, which are hundreds of years old. God only knows what's down there in these pipes. The water's being pumped to our homes in.
Yeah. Wildman said in the comments, he said, I believe dragons did have the ability to speak and talk because it's illustrated in a lot of movies like Lord of the Rings. Well, when you think about dragons and you think about how Satan is called that old river, there certainly is an ability to speak or in whatever language that is. But yeah, I can remember what you're talking about, Wild Man, of the Lord of the Rings and all that kind of stuff. They had dragons doing all kind of wild stuff. And there's people that will show you and demonstrate that there's skeletal remains of dragons, and one in Africa I've seen, and it's pretty compelling. And in some other places that looks like remains possibly. But you got that pareidolia thing you have to watch out for. But who knows? It's a possibility. So, facts. Let's watch this video one more time that Dr. Roberts sent us, and then see what we think. We'll just talk about it, because we're hearing the sound and it sounds like something speaking, but I don't know if it's someone in the background near the camera that happens to be recording, because obviously someone set this up to record. I don't know all the details, so it's hard to say, but Dr. Robert wouldn't have sent it to me if he knew it was, just someone standing there talking or something. So, but anyways, we'll take a listen again. Here we go. Now, what I think it says is creepier than what Dr. Roberts thought. But I'm going to hold that for a second. What happened, Fax? Where'd you go, brother?
I don't know.
He's having a little issues today. And he's also in another country. He's over in Europe, somewhere in UK, I think he said. Come on back, Fax, when you can. Let me look at the comments for a moment here. Okay, so Chuck Try says this. And Mike Smith says this.
That's not what I heard.
Not what I heard either. Barb in Ohio says that. Jan's Colibri says, my lie stands. And Earth Dog said, one last stand. And Eric Red said a interesting comment. And I'm going to come back to you in just a second, Eric, if that's how you pronounce your name. One Day Closer said one large ship. Yeah. So let's go back here to Eric for a second. He said, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns of a lamb, and he spake like a dragon, and he spoke like a dragon. That's interesting. I want to listen to it again, actually. Let's listen to it one more time here. Okay, so let's look at the comments one more time here. Over there says, my life's end. Sharon says, I'm like him. One Day Closer is clarifying they saying show or ship at the end. One More Chance. Third Royal Guard. Jan's Colibri says, my light's end. And I appreciate all these. This is the whole exercise, is the purpose for this. So y'all guys are participating, and I think that's freaking awesome. So thank you. Eric said, yeah, it could be one more or one last chance. And M. Lutherow says, understand or one more stand. Yeah, very, very interesting. Let's see, what was it Dr. Roberts said again? Let me look at his email here. He said one last stop or one last chance, and then asked me what I thought he was saying. Well, one thing I'm possibly hearing, this don't mean I'm the one that's right, because I'm not sure there is a right, but I'm watching. Because the very end of that clip is cut off. I'm going to see if I can't get Dr. Robert. And if you're watching, brother, if you would email me over, let me make sure he didn't already do it. No, not yet. Do you have any more video of this, Dr. Robert, if you happen to be watching today? Any more extended, especially on the back end, because it cuts off I'm watching, it like literally cuts it off. Looking at the comments again here. Try to play it backwards. Mike Smith says, one large ship when the audio changes to the second version. When I slow it down, I guess. Can I play it backwards? Yeah. Might take me a moment. But yeah. Give me a moment here. This is what you call live. Fax, where you at, brother? What's up, Fax? And any rest of you guys out there? You know,
Fax is in the green room. He's coming right back. Hang on.
Okay. All right. Oh, I see he's over there. Okay. Okay, cool. Y'all guys can join too, and you don't have to sign in through anything fancy. It's click a link and you show up. You type in whatever you want yourself to be called, Fred, Joe, your YouTube channel name, whatever you want to show up. And you'll pop right in there with Roxy in the green room, and then she'll communicate with you a little bit and then bring you over. So backwards. Yes, let's look at backwards. Actually, is this it? Yes. Okay, backwards. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. I'm in my editor now. Well, I'll show you what I'm doing. Why not? So I'm in the editor where I edited up this video, as you can see. And you can see the dragon, at least in my editor you can. Very good. Looks like Fax is back. Let's just go ahead and pop him on up.
Okay.
All right, Fax, you're back on the stage with us. I'm in my editor. I'm going to try to play this thing backwards and
Yes.
see what we can hear. I think I need to, because playing it backwards is a good idea, to be honest. But but I need to. Okay, let's take all of that and the previous edited part. Let's render that real quick. Well, rendering ain't real quick, but it's pretty short, so it won't take long.
Do you have anything that automatically puts the subtitles on? Like it picks up the speech and adds the subtitles for it?
Yeah, that's happening for the show right now. There's a transcript that comes, but I don't have a tool that I can put it in and see what the computer thinks it's saying.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to have it solved here in just a moment anyways. So let's go right over here and let's move it down over here. And now let's see, how do I need to do this? Speed, let's go negative 100%. Apply. Okay, now I need to render this again real quick and bring it into the studio, or you won't be able to hear it as clear. So since I'm doing that, let me go ahead and see if I can turn the audio up again a little bit more. Let me play it one time, and then we're going to listen to it in studio here in just a minute. But for now, we're doing it on the fly. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit more without getting distorted. Okay, well, we got it. And now whatever it says, I don't know, because I wasn't thinking that when I was listening just now. So let me export that, and then I can bring it into the studio. Looks like we've got CJ John in the lower studio, Roxy.
Yep, he's down there. You go ahead and do what you're doing, and when we get to another free spot and you're ready, we'll switch and he can come up.
All right. CJ John, just hang on there for a minute. Let me finish this, and we'll bring you up just a little bit, brother. Just hang in there. Okay. So now I'm rendering that. Probably take another 5 seconds. And then we'll bring it into the studio. Let me go.
All right, while he's rendering, let him work, everybody. And since we're running this new green room format, you'll come over to the green room with me. I'll give you the link to get into the show. We hope to have time to get everybody on. Just kind of stay at the bottom and hang out, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you out on stage. If for some reason we get tied up in a conversation you can't, we'll try again next time.
Yeah, but the intent is to get everybody the opportunity to speak. So that's what we're going to be shooting for. But I just got to get this done first here before we can do the next step. Because reversing it is a good, reasonable thing to do. So I'm uploading it right now into the studio. So I can bring this back here. So I can close the editor back down, give my computer a lot more power back. And it's processing, and it looks like it's done. So let's bring it up where we can play it. Okay, so we're going to play it forward again for those of you that's just joined. This is audio that was recorded by, well, I'm not sure who recorded it, but it was sent to me by Dr. Roberts. He's the gentleman in California and Marina Del Rey that has recorded and posted on his YouTube channel, Custodian File, um, thousands of recordings of what looks like about the size of a football, flies at about 2,000 miles an hour and zips around anything that flies over the area, like a helicopter, airplane, a hot air balloon, anything, a drone. It don't matter. It will go up and shoot by it and come back and go somewhere else, and then another one will go shoot by it. So let's watch the original first, and then I'll play the reverse. So we're trying to determine what we're hearing, what's being said. We kind of went through it some, but if you're here, you're just getting here, you're welcome to chime in on what you're hearing as well.
I've got one that can see.
Trying to get me a little snack there. I haven't eaten today, so I was taking that opportunity. Now let's listen to the reverse and see what we can hear. One more time. Sounds like a different language, you know. The other one, we can kind of make out some things. What it might be, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I'll look at the comments again and see what y'all guys are saying. What are you guys hearing? Are you hearing, if you're saying what it sounds like in reverse, put the word reverse in it or something. Let me know somehow, or put the letter F for forward and R for reverse, and then put what you think it's saying. Just passing through says, I heard a standoff. But again, was that the reverse or was that the forward? I wonder what AI would say it, what it says. Yep, I'm sure it'd have an opinion, wouldn't it? We got to be very careful with this AI stuff. There's a dragon behind it. You're literally trying to ask the dragon, what's the dragon saying? I don't think I'm too far off. The Bible says he'd be given a voice to speak, doesn't it? Is that who we're talking to when we think we're talking to some whatever?
Yeah, if you go look at some of these new AIs, they have actual modes you can put them in. Grok, the one off of X, Twitter, it actually has an unhinged mode where it will literally talk trash to you.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, trash talks you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In different modes you can put it in. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me go through these comments here. CJ, we're going to get you up here in just a minute, brother. Matter of fact, Fax is back. So Fax, welcome back.
Thank you. Unbelievable. I've managed to get my earbuds working, but it disconnected me before they. Anyway, technical problems. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. We're just kind of going through. Did you hear it play backwards yet?
No, not yet. No.
All right, we'll do that here in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and bring CJ John up here. And CJ, until I get to know you, brother, you're going to need to keep your camera off, okay? And if you turn your camera off, I'm going to remove you from the stage. Huh?
Yeah, they all get counseling in the green room.
Yeah, I know they probably heard it, but I'm saying it as well. You know, once we get to know you, CJ, like really, Fax could turn his camera on if he wanted to at this point. But until we get to know you, we just ask the cameras be off. And a lot of people would prefer their camera to be off. So that's all good, too. So now let's see. Earth Dog says, now I hear one night stand is changing for me. One night stand. Okay. We'll go through the rest of those here in just a second. I see your guys' comments. Go ahead if you haven't commented yet what you're hearing in forward and reverse. And let's go ahead and bring CJ up on the stage with us. Hello, CJ.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good, my brother. Just, doing our supernatural thing.
I hear you, man. Listen, I've been listening to your show for some time now, and you do a great job. I always kind of wanted to interact with you. I know this probably isn't really one of my specialties, what we're talking about here today, but
Here's mine.
it's all relevant. You know what I mean? Because we're seeing it. Our eyes are open. You know, the scales have been removed for a lot of us, and we see it all coming. You know what I mean? And this is no different. This is part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, these things, I'm convinced, are a real thing.
Yes.
Dr. Roberts proven it, I think, over on the Custodian File channel. If y'all guys want to check it out, you can go over there and check him out. He's got a bunch of videos. And now he's also getting into recording some orbs and a few other things he's seeing. So it's getting even more interesting over on his channel. So what I'm saying is these things are real. So therefore, it's like there's something another thing that they didn't tell us about that exists, because they have to know that these things exist. But what are they truly? I don't know. I can tell you some of the attributes of these things that are flying around that with your eye, because of the frame rate of our eyes, we only have about a 24 frame per second with our eyes, which is low. Okay. Like my cell phone does 30 or maybe even 60 frames per second. So my cell phone in some ways can see better than my eyes. And that's kind of how he ended up catching these things, was he was recording with a higher frame rate and ended up saying, what is that flying around in the videos, going up and around helicopters and all these kind of weird things. And they're about the size of a football, it seems like, when they're flying, and they're flying. We've estimated and calculated the numbers as best we can, around 2,000 miles an hour. So it's like, okay, they didn't tell us about that. They didn't tell us about that there are giants still in the lands these days, and they're roaming around in the woods, and they're very hairy. They didn't tell us about that. And I've had experiences enough with that, actual experiences that I've released on the channel and talked about a number of times. That's real. They didn't tell us about that. They're hiding that for a reason. And I think the national parks were set aside for them, because it was either set aside for them or they're in there mining minerals and things out of them. And they're probably doing both. But those parks are set aside for some reason. And it ain't because they love America and they love the land. And they're just, we got to protect it. We don't want it to get messed up. That they don't operate like that. All they are is they're about the money and the power, but really the power, because they've already got the money. So now it's about power and seeing if they can manipulate the whole world into their vision, kind of like the television, but their vision of a one world everything. They control the entire planet from using all these tools, and AI is one of them. that they're going to be using. We're not going to like AI. We find it kind of cool, man. Hey, look, it'll do this, it'll do that. You're not going to like AI one day at all.
Well, Brother Daniel, I absolutely see what you're saying, and I mean it's sometimes scary to have the scales removed from your eyes, because sometimes you feel like you're the only one out there that can see the things that you're seeing, and you don't really have a lot of people to talk to about it, because most people they don't see what you see, and when you start to talk about it to them, they have no idea. They don't even want to hear it. And so a lot of times we're kind of left alone to see a lot of things that we do see, and this is one of them. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, this is all spiritual. I think the veil is thinning. I think God is allowing the veil to be thinned. I think we're at the end of our grace period, if you want my honest opinion, my humble opinion. And I think that's why we're seeing all these things occur right now. 2025 is kind of like I think Donald Trump and the whole 9 yards, I think, was set in place by God to give us, one final last chance to wake up. I mean, we're seeing all these earthquakes, all the things that Jesus talked about. It told us. And what did he say to us, Brother Daniel? He told us the one sign that he would give to give the final generation was the sign of Noah. And why is that? Because we can see that with AI and with this new technology now, with the, and I got to be careful what we say, but with some of the things that's already happened in the past, we can see how it can change. Reading back in the Bible, how all flesh was corrupted. I mean, we can see it happening almost in front of our eyes. I mean, the bird flu epidemic they're trying to throw in front of our faces, you can almost see it appearing. I mean, with the eggs, and it's manifesting everywhere.
Well, to me, in reference to what you're saying, number one is that's why I created this open panel, is to give guys like you a voice. Because if you're out there and you don't have a platform that's my size or bigger, it's like you're talking in an empty room, or you might as well be. You upload a video and 3 people watch. It's like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
But, so I wanted to, from the very beginning, I've said this is the people's show, the people's website. And I just continue to try to refine ways to make that true or truer. So the open panel is for the people, for the average person to be able to come in here and talk about the topics, learn, and pass the information on to the people that are listening. Around the entire world, people are listening. Ain't that right, facts?
Yes, that's right. What John says, it's like, honestly, it can save lives, because when you realise what's going on, you feel so lonely, and you realise it's not our fault. We've been tricked, lied to, or what's happened. And that's the whole show in itself, of what you have to go through, the realisation of everything we've been told is a lie and manipulated, and it hurts a lot of people, and it's really hard because you lose everything. You lose you lose a lot of friends, family, stuff like that, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to go through it. And I was really angry, really sad, and then I've just got to the point where I've just come to accept it. But you see life so much differently, and you can have conversations like this. I mean, imagine people just walked into our conversation about dragons. They cart us off in their sort of deranged mind and thinking.
All right. Yeah, most people are incapable, it seems, to be able to have this kind of conversations. Okay, somebody's got some background noise pretty good. Who's that?
Oh, that's me, I think. Sorry, I'm just charging my phone. So let me put it. It's a paper bag rustling against it. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
There was something else I wanted to say in reference to what CJ was saying. Let's see, what was it? About one, of course, this is why is available so that people can be able to come up and speak out. And this is also why we're expanding and opening up slots as we get to know people, opening up slots for people to become co-hosts and even hosts of their own show under the Supernatural Show brand, and in attempts to grow this, what we're doing, and trying to get to 7 days a week and just keep growing. And we're even thinking doing some in-person kind of stuff in the future, but we're just going to grow because more people need to know this. And the only way we're really going to be able to grow is to really get the people involved, because there's a lot of truly good people out there like y'all guys. And you don't mind, you want to contribute, you want to help, you want to come on here and talk about this stuff. And there's a lot of people like that.
That's right. And also the youth as well, because they're really good with the algorithms and AI and sort of know how to bypass it or what words to use to get the video sort of recommended on other channels that it would never get seen on. Yeah, I've got no clue how it works, but a lot of my brother's friends, they sort of laugh at me because they know if you type this word or say that, your video will end up in a cookery show or a pottery class or just something where it'd never be. And they're, because I can't believe that, we're the only ones that have gone through this and sort of, had to trudge through like day by day and seeing the world around us, just looking at it so differently, thinking, how could I have been part of that? Or how could I have been so wicked and part of something that we didn't have a choice? We got tricked into it. So I don't give myself a hard time over it now.
Yeah, we all got tricked into it. All of us, because as soon as you're born, they start sending you down this path, of deception.
Exactly.
No choice.
You don't have a choice in it when you're in that age, but yet you're sent down that path. You're, like Alice tumbling down the rabbit hole, but you were thrown in the hole. You don't have a choice on this. I didn't have a choice, and it's cost me. I mean, more than half of my life was just blown. Just blown.
Did you say?
Yeah. Just nothing. I mean, I went out and I paid a bunch of money and I got all these titles and this thing. Nothing worth nothing. Spent half my life chasing somebody else's dream of what I should look like and be like and act like and what I should have, what kind of car I should drive, what kind of house I should live in, everything. That's like, and then one day I stood out on the porch and I prayed, Father, why is it that I have everything that I could have ever dreamed for, and I don't appreciate none of it? Can you please show me how to appreciate the things around me? Because I didn't appreciate it. I had all these things, and I'd had it for quite a while, going on a decade. The $100,000 car and the $500,000 house and all these things, and was making $20, $30, $40, $50, all the way even sometimes $80,000 a month, and didn't appreciate none of it. It was just half of my life completely blown.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is, but you become like nonchalant, like oh, it means nothing. It's and it's like you get all them titles, and it's really sad. It is really sad.
I'm sure CJ is probably going through some of the same stuff.
Well, Brother Daniel, if you don't mind me interrupting you real quick, I can relate to both of what you guys are saying, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, and I have plenty of testimony to vouch exactly where you guys are at. I've been down that same path, and it's like we in the beginning, as we're growing up, we're seeking what we think that the world wants us to do, or the direction that they wanted us to go in, but ultimately we figure out somewhere down the road that doesn't fulfill anything we really was desiring in the first place. It doesn't fill the void, but God allows us to go through it, so it's experience, it's a learned experience, and that's why I believe we don't learn if we get everything right the first time, right? So
this is an important point, CJ, that you're making there, and I don't want to run you over, but I want to make sure to make this point. There's people out there that are listening that are still carrying guilt from things that happened in their life, things they did before they woke up, maybe things they did before they got, whatever words you want to use, they got saved, maybe before they seen the light, or whatever you call it. And there's people out there carrying a lot of guilt. And you got to understand what CJ is saying, and what I'm saying is that let it go. It's not going to benefit you. And it was all in design, and you couldn't do nothing about it. You were thrown down that rabbit hole, and we were all influenced to do a lot of stupid things. I mean, I could name them off and completely shame myself right here because of the things that I've done or been involved in. And no, I ain't killed nobody or nothing like that, but it's just bad stuff, and things that even ain't bad, they're bad. My career of selling people houses and putting them into debt for 30 years or 15 years. I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed that I was spent 4 years in the military. I'm ashamed of that, because nothing about the experience was legitimately honorable. I mean, what I do now is way more honorable than anyone going serving in any military, going any place. And I know some of you listening probably have children in the military, and I'm not bad mouthing them. They've got their own experience that they're going through too. And they're going to have to come out and realize, hopefully they realize one day what all that really was, and can look back at it and realize that they were tricked as well, just like I was, because you grow up and they say, be all that you can be in the Army, or they should be the ones real tough, the Marines.
right.
They manipulate your mind, because they know it. They've been studying us so long, they know how to manipulate us.
Right.
And so they do. And they think that that's okay, that it's fine if we don't see it and can't, and don't stop them, then it's fine. But it's not fine. And I wish anybody out there that feels bad about the things you did in the past, just repent of it. Say, Father, I'm done with these things. I break these chains and these bonds off of me. I am no longer that person. Because there was a time when I was a person that I'm just not proud of. But I'm trying to be more like who I believe I should be. And that is doing, well, this is what I do. I am. If you've seen me in a grocery store, we'd be talking about the same thing. It wouldn't be literally no different.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, Rox is back. I see.
Hey. Welcome, Rox. I was just going to add, Daniel, no one's ever woke up and thought, I want to invade a country today. So it's come from higher up. It's come from that mind. I don't want to choose my words carefully, but I don't know a single soul on earth that's woke up and said, I want to invade a country today.
Yeah, they get you on that slippery slope and give you a little shove down it. And I used the phrase, no child was ever born and says, I want to grow up and be a crackhead. Or I want to grow up and invade a country. Or I want to grow up and be a prostitute. Or I want to grow up and do any of these things that we know now that are just not good things to be involved in.
Right.
But no one ever was born and said they wanted to do that. It's society and the influences and literally all the landmines that are set for you throughout your entire life that we're supposed to not step on, but yet everything around us is encouraging us to step on it.
Yep.
Not only step on it, get on it and jump on it, ride that sucker. Yeehaw! But there comes a point one day when you, and I know both of y'all guys, as a matter of fact, everybody here, including Miss Kim, has come to that point when they were like, when you realize that everything you've been told is a lie, and you realize that the television is the television or television, and you realize that the music that's being played, even the frequency it's played at, and everything coming in at you is all trying to destroy you, make you suffer, and pay for it. And ultimately, if they can, destroy your soul so that you won't pass this test. But I think we're doing pretty good at this point in passing this test. And can't speak for everybody, but I think all of us are, because we can't have these. A regular guy off the street was to accidentally pop in here, which Roxy wouldn't allow it. But if they did, and they just like, oh, they want to come here and talk about sports, we'd all be looking at them like they were a nut.
Correct. Brother Daniel, I got a quick testimony here because, I got something I really want to tell you real quick. I kind of feel like the story of Jonah and the whale right now. I mean, because I've been kind of running away from God because he's been pushing me to make this change. And and of course, anytime, we're human. And, I was in the service. I was in Desert Storm. I had PTSD. I'm not big on change, and God knows all these things. He knows everything about it. He knows every hair on our head, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and without him, we wouldn't be here today. And I don't know what we can say, what we can't. So, Brother Daniel, forgive me if I say something that you didn't want me to say. I probably should have asked Roxy a little bit more. But I hope you don't mind me saying it, that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And I think we've all been duped. I mean, we can go clear back to the Garden of Eden on this and see the fall and how it took place and the snare trap that was set. And that, it's like history is repeating itself completely over again, just like the Bible's told us. I mean, we're seeing things happen in front of our eyes right now as we speak, almost like what we saw in the days of Noah, and the buildup, the manifestation of everything, the weather events, all these things that Jesus has told us about, we're experiencing right before our very eyes. Most people have no idea what they're experiencing today. I mean, look, the devil's got everybody so consumed, so beaten down. Everybody's just trying to make ends meet. It's so hard to even keep a job, to get a job, to do anything. Inflation is through the roof. It's only going to get worse for us. It's all by design, just like you said, Brother Daniel. And that's part of the reason that it's so hard for anybody to really be able to focus on anything other than what they normally do. And that's how people, like you said, get stuck in these traps of drug addictions and alcohol and all these things take place because people sometimes just want a way out, and they don't mean to go down those holes that are so destructive that destroys families and lives. But, it's like candy. They just think, I'll just take a little bit here. And the next thing they know, they're caught in a trap and their whole lives ruined, And you've seen it, I've seen it, and it happens every day. It's so sad, but we're seeing it, man. It's on our borders and everywhere else, and we're seeing it with UAPs. I mean, all this stuff is coming together, and I think God's just trying to wake us all up. And listen, brother, what I'm trying to say is, I've been hiding and running from God, just kind of like Noah, and he's saying, son, you can't keep running from me. You got to. And here today, I had no idea that you was going to come up with a live view. And I think this was my step that got, it's almost like God had planned this somehow for me. I mean, it's just amazing how God works, because here I am, and I think this is where he wants me to be, because he knows that people like us need to help other people that are kind of stuck on that fence right now that don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And what I would say is that, let me use myself as an example. Okay. Talking about like how all the financial pressure they're putting on us and everything, and everybody's struggling. And I can see it within my audience, and I know that everybody is struggling, and I don't want. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without it coming across wrong. See, with my work, my majority of my income comes literally through donations, and there are so many days and weeks and months that I literally get down to the last like dollar or no dollars, and I'm like, how can I keep this going?
Yeah.
But how I keep it going is just simply believing that it's going to work out and it'll be fine, that Father will provide for us, and that we're not going to go hungry and we're not going to fail. As a matter of fact, we will not be defeated. We will not be defeated.
Amen.
We just have to realize that, do what we need to do, fight the fight we have to fight, but don't fight with donkeys, that's for sure. And that's another t-shirt, Roxy, don't fight with donkeys, unless I already said that earlier. But I did want to kind of bring the conversation back around to the subject matter of what we were speaking about earlier, because that's what some of the people were talking about. And I don't know if you were here early enough to see the video I played of this from Dr. Roberts out of California. He sent me this video of. Are you familiar with the dragons that Dr. Roberts discovered?
Are you talking to me, Daniel?
Yeah.
Not really per se. I kind of have a little bit of a vague idea, but not directly, no.
What it is, he just now describe it briefly, and we're going to listen to the videos again and have a little bit more conversation about that. What it is he discovered something that was flying. He was filming helicopters and airplanes and things down around the marina, because he lives up on a hill overlooking the marina. And he was filming all that, and he started noticing something that was zipping through the videos, because he had a high frame rate camera. And he started slowing it down and noticing, he thought it was dragonflies. So he started calling them dragons or dragonflies. Kind of find out they weren't that at all. They were these things that were flying at about 2,000 miles an hour, and your naked eye can't even see them fly by you. They're flying so fast. But if you get them on a camera and you can see them, and he started to notice that they were actually making noise as well and doing some other things like that. So there's kind of a brief discussion of it. But I happen to see someone that's in the house that we need to recognize. Our co-host has finally come back home. I might need to play some music for that or something other.
Hi.
Need a celebration song or something. What's happening, Miss Shannon?
Oh, just, I've been going through a lot of family stuff. And,
Life?
Yeah. My father-in-law had open heart surgery, so we've been in and out of the hospital visiting a lot and all of that. And I'm going through medical testing and just going through a lot of stuff, having to work, but I'm sure I've missed everybody. So hi.
We're glad to have you back. We're, as you know, we're making what we like to believe that are continued improvements and getting more of the people participating with us, being that me and you started this out as the People Show. And so we're continuing to do that. Right now we've got CJ here, and we've got, what state are you located in, CJ?
West Virginia.
And we've got Fax, nothing but the Fax. We've got Fax with us, and if I remember correctly, he's in the UK, I think. Is that right, Fax? Maybe he stepped away from his mic for a moment, but yeah, I believe he's from the United Kingdom area over there, so he's with us. And of course, we've got Roxy in here. She's our supernatural investigative assistant, until I come up with a better title name or accolade or whatever you want to call it. And of course, Shannon here. If y'all guys, I'm sure we got some new people that hasn't seen Shannon, because you may be new in the last month or so. Shannon is the co-host. Shannon is the co-host. Yeah, in fact, you're in UK. Is that right?
Can you hear me, Daniel?
I can hear you, but I hear myself playing back in the background somehow.
No, come up on that.
I think you have me playing in the background. And you can't do it because
I'm in the UK, South London, United Kingdom, a place called Lewisham.
Lewis.
I can't hear a word. I might have to drop back in and drop back out. It's done it again. If that's all right. Sorry, Roxy. I know I'm driving you mad this evening. I can't hear a word you guys are saying unless I go on my laptop, and then there's an echo, and I don't want to do that. So
yeah, well,
it's all right to just drop out and drop back in.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Daniel.
All right, brother. Yeah, he's well, we all have technical difficulties, don't we, Shannon?
Oh, the story of my life. Someday.
So I was going to watch this video again, and I don't know if you got to see it or hear it earlier, Shannon, but Dr. Robert over in California, Marina Del Rey, he sent me a video, real short clip of this dragon, what we're calling a dragon, not like a dragon, not at least I don't think so, but it's this discovery he made that flies at 2,000 miles an hour, and I've explained it enough, I think. And there's somebody out weed eating or doing something, and there's a camera running, and it catches this thing as it passes. There's some words coming from somewhere, and we were just trying to figure them out. And so I'm going to play it in forward, and I'll play it in reverse since you hadn't heard this. And plus, I'm sure there's someone here new that hasn't heard us play it either, that's just dropped in on the live show. So let's play it. This is we're not sure what this is, but take a listen, and you'll see something that zips from one side of the screen to the other, from your right to left. At least I believe that's the way it's going to present it. And it looks like a shape of a football, and that's the object in question. We kind of know what that is, but we don't know what it is. And then I'm going to play the same again, kind of in reverse. So here we go. So yeah, so we asked everybody earlier, and we got a lot of different responses as to what they thought they were hearing. Did you hear anything specific playing it forward like that, Shannon?
It sounded to me like, why not share?
Say again?
Why not share?
Why not share?
Yeah, that's all I could get.
Okay. That's that as well. We're not sure what it's saying. And we're not even sure if this is important, other than the fact that, well, this thing is a supernatural thing to start with, the whole subject of these dragons. And then you throw on top, it might be communicating. I mean, now we're really getting kind of out there, but for the sake of Dr. Robert, we're entertaining it. So now let's listen to it in reverse. Somebody asked me earlier to do it in reverse, so we went ahead and went in the editor real quick and flipped it. And this is a shortened version, but it's in reverse. Before I say what I thought I heard, I'll let you say what you think you hear, if you hear anything, Shannon.
It's really hard to say because background You know, I mean, backwards stuff, it's like it takes me a little bit to really kind of sink it in, you know?
Almost sounded like backwards. It almost sounded like I spilt milk. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to say.
It's that the voice is definitely kind of creepy sounding.
Well, the fact that this thing can project it, I mean, because it's flying away at a distance. You know, this thing ain't like it's right up at the camera, but somehow this voice with these words showed up on this when this thing, right at the moment this thing flew by. You know, it's like, well, okay, it could be a coincidence. It could be some anomalous situation, but I don't know.
I'd like to hear the forwards again, just one more time.
Okay, all right. Freaky, but I don't know.
I just continue to hear "Why not share?" like very clearly. Why not share? Why not share?
It's almost like we're missing part of the message, whatever it was, and even if it was a message, because we're not sure. Right. You know, because I'm trying to get more details from Dr. Robert. I even tried to get him on the show with us, but he wasn't. Apparently, he wasn't available because I haven't heard back from him. Even still, I don't think. Check my thingy duty here. Oh Lord, he's asked me what time tonight. I'm live now. Well, we
maybe you can do a live one tonight.
Now, I already told him we were going live now. Now don't mean tonight. Means that. Anyways, maybe he'll explain it to him. He can pop in just like anybody else. Shannon, you're not aware of this, but we actually have a green room now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, when basically in language that you'll understand is when you come into the studio, you'll see you'll see the current live, the video that has all the little icons connected where all the places we're broadcast into. And then you'll see a reusable room down below that. It's called the green room. Mm-hmm. And the only thing is you basically kind of have to have two PCs running at the same time like I do here. I've got my laptop to my left here, and then I've got my main unit here. And we're running the green room. So what it does is they can come into that green room, and Roxy's talking to people coming into the green room. And then she communicates with them after she's kind of vetted them. And then she gives them the link to come into this room then. So they go there first. And then if all checks out pretty good, then they can come on over here. And so that's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Shannon could have used that a few times.
Yep.
And then of course, I've got some of y'all guys have seen this, but I'll show it to you if you haven't. This is what happens if you come on here and decided to be a donkey. Luckily, I haven't had to use it yet, though. But there was a time or two that I needed it before I created it, so we'd have it. But anyways, so it looks like Fax. Oh, Fax is back. You didn't tell me, Roxy. I didn't realize he was back down there. Welcome back, Fax. You working better now?
Yeah, thank you. All the mic sound check perfect. Let me so I'll put pause it on the other laptops. Yeah, the echo. I was watching on the other laptops to see if I got it. But yeah, what a perfect donkey. The ASS. You know, it's there's no need to treat each other like that. We've done enough of that in the past. It's a new new beginning, new future. And we don't have to do that to each other anymore. And if you do, this is what the consequences are and what was just played.
Yeah, that and they get banned, of course. I have the ability to ban them so they never can make it back in the show again.
That. I was just gonna say, people forget one of the best of the 10 Commandments, aside from worshiping God and only God. But it's love thy neighbor. And when you love thy neighbor, you don't covet, you don't murder, you don't commit adultery. All of these things follow suit with love thy neighbor.
Amen. Amen, sister. Speak it.
Fact said something a while ago that I wanted to comment on, and that is that he said it feels like a new day or something like that. And I can see it coming in people, in the public, because I'm exposed to a lot of different media, and the conversations that I'm seeing. Like, if you can go on TikTok, for instance, and I used to think TikTok was more of just girls dancing in their underwear. But it turns out that there's actually a whole lot of people over there doing a lot of really cool stuff. And there's some donkeys over there fighting with each other as well. But I can see it coming in a lot of conversation. There's channels over there that are small. Maybe they only got 10 people. And there's some over there that are big, got, thousands of people. And they're talking some serious truth. And they're seeking it. And they're hunting it. And then they've got an audience watching, and it's kind of like when the cat gets out of the bag kind of thing, or the what is it called, the 99th monkey or something like that. Shannon?
I'm not
sure. Thing about once there was a story about monkeys being on an island, and They, I think, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but do you remember exactly how it goes, CJ?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Isn't it where like they watch the monkeys trade each other? Basically, they watch their food in the water or something, and then the monkeys from another island or was transferred or something, and they started doing the same thing. Kind of like they just couldn't understand how it happened. It was by God, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they had this one monkey that they had trained him to wash his food.
Yeah.
And the other monkeys on this island had not done that. And they trained this one to wash it and exposed them to the other monkeys. And the one washing his food, the other monkeys saw him doing it, and then they started doing it, and it caught on. And then the next thing you know, the whole island of monkeys is washing their food, which is it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think even Daniel, if I'm not mistaken, didn't it even moved beyond that island where it was like they couldn't understand how the monkeys from other places was actually picking up that same tributary habit. You know what I mean? That learned response. It was pretty amazing. God's amazing anyway, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you cut the pie, right?
Yeah, the closer you look with new eyes at our creation and at the world, the closer you look, the more absolutely amazing it is. Like, to give you an example, when I finally realized why man and woman are the garden, basically, and realized how not to look at a woman with lust and how not to. I used to, some years ago, I had a problem. I say a problem. Well, it was a problem. I mean, I would look at P videos, right? I've done it before. It's just a fact. I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it. But I'm just here to tell you that I don't do that. I just refuse to do that anymore. You can't help. Sometimes something will pop up on your YouTube feed or TikTok, this, that. But, you can get rid of it quick because it's trying to mess with your head. It's trying to trigger you, trying to trigger that old you. And
the old man in you, Daniel, right? The old man in you, because that's what it is. The devil wants to keep us in that carnal state of mind, does he not?
Absolutely, he does.
Yeah, he wants, because we're a dead man walking if we stay in that state of mind. That's how come we have to be born again. That's where people don't understand what Jesus was trying to tell Nicodemus. People can't grasp the understanding of all that. They don't realize it's the spiritual side of things. That's what he was trying to tell us. There is a carnal side to us. It's a reptilian side. Even Obama, as much as that's unique in itself. We could have a whole conversation about that. But even he said himself on was it the Oprah show that we all have a reptilian part of our brain. Absolutely, he would know more than anybody else probably. But isn't that the truth? Because that's really what you're saying, is it not, Daniel? I mean, because it wants to get us to go back in that state of mind, in that emotional state, right?
Carnal, mainly a carnal state, which involves a lot of things, yeah. But when you can finally, when you can finally look at women that are around you in a grocery store or at the beach or wherever, and you're not thinking the way that you used to, and you actually look and you see the beauty, but what you also see is the image of God and the image of heaven and earth, and the supernatural portals that God blessed us with that we never before understood. But I did a show a couple of weeks ago. Somebody said in the comments, this was Pat S. She said, I thought it was a monkey was taught, and then across the globe, other monkeys were doing it without being shown.
It's the 100 monkey theory. They taught the first one. They had these monkeys on an island for scientific study. They were trying to drop sweet potatoes by airplanes, but when the sweet potatoes were hitting the sand, the monkeys didn't want them. So they showed one monkey. Other monkeys collectively figured it out. The big thing was, once it reached the 100 learned monkeys on this island, every monkey everywhere knew how to do it, and they had not been in contact with these monkeys.
Right. And that just tells you, Roxy, that we're all connected. We're all connected.
It spread as a collective conscious after it reached the 100 mark.
Amen. And that's so amazing, because we are all connected. Whether we want to believe it or not, we're connected to everything. I mean, the grass, and I mean, when you hear people with near-death experiences, they explain all that to you, how connected we really are. We just can't see it because we're stuck in the world that we're in. Like Daniel was saying, everything is upside down and backwards, and it takes us most of our life to figure out what happened, where we're at. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of things they're feeding you in the water and your food too, which isn't helping the collective conscious community.
There you go. You're hitting it right on the head, Roxy. Fluoride, all of it, everything.
Absolutely. let's see. I think there was a couple of things I wanted to kind of cover because we are going to start to wrap up here for today. I think a couple of things going on. Let's see.
Brother Daniel, can I say one thing? I have to get going too. I have to go pick up my grandson from school, so I'm gonna have to step out. I'd love to come back if you would, to be invited again sometime with you guys. I don't know. This seems like this is what God's want me to do. I mean, time will tell, but it's just amazing how this just happened today. And I would love to have more streams with you guys in the future and more conversations like this. Is just amazing to me that people can get together and talk like this.
We're trying to set up a community chat group on the actual webpage so we can all have more interaction more than just these couple of hours a week.
So, like, if we're not live, all the people that think like us will have a place they can check and see if there's other people hanging out and go in there and they can talk with them.
That'd be great.
Whether it be just, I'd like to get it where it's a safe place, where everybody's it's real easy to log into the website and they can go in there and they can talk and they can turn on their video if they want, like this, so, like me and Shannon and other people and y'all guys too, at a point you'll be able to turn your video on here even, which fax is already there. And about the next time you come up on the show, CJ, we'll probably get you approved too to turn your video on, only if you want to, because there's nothing wrong with leaving it off as well.
Right.
With that said, let me think. There's a couple of things I wanted to bring up. I am posting what I'm doing, guys, the viewers and everybody out there listening, taking the shows like this also and using the editor, and I'm chopping out a bunch of little segments of the show that will be shorts on, like TikTok, on Facebook, and
I've been wanting you to do this forever. Yay!
Go, Shannon, go.
The short on YouTube's as well. And so we're going to be having a lot of other content out there. Some of it you're going to see is little repeats of things and stuff, but we're trying to grow. We're trying to expand. We're working on, I don't know if Shannon has any update or not on her potential new show that she's going to be doing later on in the afternoon, 2 days a week. I don't know if you have anything there you want to share, Shannon, but
Tuesdays are, in order to get this started, the Tuesday show will have a lot of pre-recorded things, and it's all about testimonials of people who have come to Jesus and throughout all the different ways they've done that in their life, and their testimony. But I wanted to start that off with mine, which will be a 3-part series. So Tuesdays will be very uplifting and all of that, but Thursdays we're still working on the construct of, and it's a bit heavier of a subject matter, so I'm not going to get too much into that right now, but just know that Tuesdays will be uplifting, powerful content of everyone's testimonies, and I would absolutely love for you guys to send in your testimonies, and we'll be pre-screening all of that, but if you would like to record your testimony and send it in, we would super appreciate that. And but yeah, Tuesdays will be uplifting, powerful content, and Thursdays might be a lot heavier, but powerful nonetheless still. So,
and you'll find out what she's talking about soon enough. And that sounds awesome, Shannon. We're growing. We're trying to grow. We will not be defeated. And so when I say we, I'm referring to y'all guys too, because I know if you're listening to this on a regular basis, that you enjoy the conversation, you enjoy the knowledge, you enjoy what we're doing. So it is a we. And I know many of you also support this work. And I want to say I greatly appreciate that. And we are looking for, if any of you happen to have maybe a small business that you want promoted, but you can't afford to go out and get on any kind of sponsor, some kind of, whether it be Google ads or anything like that. It just sucks your money down, and you're left with, what you start out with was nothing. We are looking for a couple of people to sponsor the show. You can have your own little individual thing. I have no idea what kind of business you might have. As long as it's good for the people, you're basically approved. But we'd want to know what you want promoted, and we'll help you edit up and put the commercial together for you. Talking about like a 30-second spot to be played once or twice during the live shows, just like I can play all the other videos. And I'll do all the editing for you if you'd like to be a sponsor for the show, because put it this way, we still got more bills than we got money. And I also don't mind promoting things that are good, that are coming from the people who are viewers of this show. This is the people's show, so we can promote things that are righteous and good for the people. Doesn't matter if it's a service that you might provide or a product or whatever. The door's open, and it's open for y'all guys. And all you have to do is simply just, you can use this number to text if you want to text me, or you can use this number and you can just call me. And and if you don't get me, you can leave a voicemail as well on that number right there. And there's the text number again. And the show will be over here in just a couple minutes, so you can pull it back up and get that number if you really need to. And so that way you can come sponsor the show. We've got some exposure. We're broadcasting live on 8 platforms. I was looking the other day and realized that we're pulling almost 1,000 viewers per show on Rumble. I had
live, not just in general, live.
And I was like, holy smoly. I just been going live there, and not worrying about the numbers or anything. And we're actually getting some traction over there. And we're also broadcasting on the Instagram, kick.com and DLive, along with 2 Facebook platforms and the Logic Before Authority channel and the Supernatural Show channel. And if you buy a spot on here, you'll get a spot on the website as well, which has in excess of 800 members and growing. So there's your chance to be a sponsor of the show. Oh, thank you, Joe Nugget. I should call you Gold Nugget or Nugget. Joe Nugget. I'm probably butchering it, and here he is donating some money to us. And if you do like what we're doing, there's nothing wrong with donating a few dollars just straight out. You can do that through the links below the video, because we need it. Because put it this way, we got a water bill again, and they're about ready to turn us off and threaten to charge us a $50 late fee by tomorrow, all that kind of stuff. So, you have to deal with that kind of thing. It is what it is. Looks like we lost CJ. What happened? No, he's down below.
He said he had to pick up his grandson.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? CJ did?
Yeah, he said he had to go pick up his grandkids.
Okay, well, he's still down below. Fax is
just dropped. It's been in and out today. I don't know.
Yeah, we've had a lot of in and out going on here. But Fax is back here for the end of the show. Say what, brother?
I said I know this audio's been really testing me this evening. It's I don't know if it's it's okay now. It's a couple of times it's just dropped down really low, but hey, these things are here to test us.
Well, I got a feeling that you're going to have it fine-tuned by Wednesday or next show that you are able to join us on, because we really didn't get a chance to talk too much this time because of your audio problems.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I mean, on my laptop, it's absolutely A1. It's just, and normally on my phone it is as well. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's ongoing, a long-term project. So yeah, long live the future.
Right.
For all of us.
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Fax and CJ, if you want to hang around for just a minute after we go offline, no longer live, we can speak briefly after the show for just a moment as well. Just all you got to do is stay where you're at. And with that being said, Shannon, you have any thoughts of us tuning out here?
Just keep praying for everyone, even your enemies. Pray.
Yeah, your enemies are really, really, really lost. You may not be lost, but they are. Don't mean you have to expose yourself to them in a way that could be harmed. But yeah, we should, and we were told to pray for them. Roxy, you got any final thoughts if you're not tied up somehow?
Nope, I'm not tied up. I'm here. Just everybody be well. Good thoughts.
All right. All right, Fax and CJ, if you're still there, we'll see you right here after the show. I love you guys.
Yeah, I will be.
I love all you guys, and thank y'all guys for being on the show with us today. And we are going to be running still Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And once you're a guest on the show here, we really hope that you come back again. So we've enjoyed both of y'all guys here today, and you're always welcome to join us. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, and we'll see you again soon here on The Supernatural Show, coming Wednesday and Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. Getting ready to go with Shannon to 5 days a week, and then hopefully here real soon, 7 days. And then hopefully, Lord willing, the Father, if it's in his will, we're going to even grow after that. So with that being said, I love you. See you next time.